Welcome to WTA's Executive Dialogue Series. I'm Roger Franklin with Crystal Solutions, and I hope you enjoy the following segment that contains great insights into the changing satellite-terrestrial mix in our industry. Be sure to watch to the end, and I'll share a technical brief that'll help you begin to navigate the future of metadata in your content streams.
You know, I kind of use this as an example. So I'm an old timer. I started at ABC in 1980. In 1980, the broadcast networks were distributed terrestrially. Landline-based systems for the first 30 to 40 years of their existence. In the 1980s, those networks converted their their distribution systems to satellite. Round numbers, for the next 30 to 40 years, we've been a satellite-based distribution model. First 30 years terrestrial, next 30 to 35 years satellite. What's the future? The obvious future should be, let's combine the terrestrial and satellite-based distribution platforms, and we think the time can be now. You know, what's being announced here at the NAB for the switch is a 5.9 service, 99.999 availability. And I think that's a really important, obvious reality check. Rich content companies need to make sure that their services are as reliable and high quality as they need to be. And sometimes, because of financial pressures, we tend to look at price points maybe more than we should. We should never compromise the rich, high-quality service that's really required by these great media companies, the Walt Disney Company, News Corp, Time Warner. And I think the service that the switch is putting together, which truly is called 5.9s, because we're trying to meet that bar, is an example that we need as an industry to focus on rich and high quality and high available service. You know, for the past, pick a time, for the past 10 years, our industry has been in transformation. We are transitioning from a broadcast type organization to an IT/broadcast organization. Walk around this show, we're constantly seeing IT trends and internet protocol trends in how we do our business. We are still in transition. You know, I think we make a mistake sometimes of speaking in absolutes. We're going to be done with the transition X. The example I use is the networks and media and broadcast companies have really been in the digital transition for almost 25 years when they first put in their first digital routing infrastructures in the early 1990s. We continue to transform, and what we're trying to do is make sure that we build the better mousetrap, that we're taking as many hands out of the process as we can, use the rich tools of automation and rich content delivery so that we really get to a point where we can encode once and publish to many. We're not quite there yet, but we see the trends that's enabling that. You know, we've been talking as an industry about a hybrid-based platform for years. And we've kind of, on our own as end users, chosen fiber for certain applications and satellite for certain applications. I say we spend way too much time on transmission protocols. In theory, I shouldn't care if it's an IP interface, if it's an ASI interface, if it's an SDTI interface, if it's an Ethernet interface. What I care about are the applications. The only protocol that should matter is content. And we need to have true transparency in the future so that we could move content around much more ubiquitously so that we don't worry about blockages and pain points in protocols and protocol transitions. I think we are at the right time where we're starting to see a much more homogeneous way to move content around, and that means fiber and satellite can coexist. You know, what we are doing at The Switch is we are building a fabric to be capable for 4K. I don't think we can truly predict when 4K will actually be incorporated and handled, but there's a thought process that says the more non-traditional distributors may be the ones to employ 4K first, because by definition, they don't have distribution bottlenecks that some of the more traditional content distribution systems have. So what's possible is we'll see early adoption in 4K in the next 12 to 18 months, possibly by the Netflix type organizations, the Apple type organizations. Coming from ABC, owned by the Walt Disney Company, ESPN is a global leader in sports. ESPN will always lead, and they will likely be an early adopter when the time is right for 4K. We need to make sure that the industry is ready to begin to make that migration to support a business model that makes sense. And if we can't create a business model that makes sense, 4K will be later than sooner.
Crystal Solutions is proud to have brought you this WTA Executive Dialogue Series. I'd like to thank the participating executives and you for your time. Go to the link on the screen to download your technical brief that'll help you navigate the emerging future of robust metadata integration to further monetize your content streams. Please drop me an email and let me know your thoughts on this segment. And thanks again for watching.